Okay, so yo, what's up guys, my name's BearTheBoff, or Bear, whatever you want to call me, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the state of Destiny. Now with the release of Destiny 2 now getting closer and closer, I really wanted to make this video to give like my opinion on how the game has gone so far over its lifespan since it first released, and how it's going in its current state, like what kind of things are going on, what I like about how the game's going, like the way it's moving, and what I might dislike. So to start off, as for the actual content of the game, I feel with how the game is now with Age of Triumph, it's awesome. Because with there being so many activities you have, so many choices of what to do each week, you know, like one week you could focus on King's Fall and Crota, one week you could focus on Vogue and Wrath, or just alternate between all of them. It's like, you can do whatever you want whenever you feel like doing it, and that's what's awesome about the game. Like, you want to be able to do what you do when you feel like doing it. You pay for the game, you pay for the expansions. You should be able to play what you want and, you know, feel like it's relevant. Now this is what Destiny missed all through year 2 and at the start of year 3. Like year 2 for example, only having King's Fall to do all year was so mind-numbingly boring. I stopped before halfway into like the year because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't handle just doing King's Fall anymore. It was boring. There was nothing else to do on the game apart from Crucible, and you know, Crucible was fucked. And I know they added challenge mode, but that was just like, oh, here's a way to get gear quicker to make this raid even more irrelevant. Like when you did challenge mode, you got more gear, so you're more likely to get the more gear you wanted. So it just makes the raid even more irrelevant doing, because then you're not even getting any new gear, you're just doing it to do it. But now with having all the activities and having challenges drop actual challenge specific loot, it makes it a lot more enjoyable and rewarding to play. You feel like you actually get something out of playing it rather than it just being, you know, like, oh, I'm playing it for the sake of it. This is something I hope they keep doing to continue on into Destiny 2. With new raid releases and activities, I hope they don't get rid of old content, well, make it irrelevant anyway, when the new stuff comes out. Because, yeah, we love new content, we love having new raids, new quests, new everything. But it's the only thing to, when it's the only thing to do, it gets boring really quick and you just run out of stuff to do. You stop playing the game after a while because you literally have no reason to play it. And people were crying out like crazy, including myself, for the old Year 1 content to come back for ages throughout Year 2 and 3. And now it's finally here. People can understand why. With us having everything to do now, people are getting back into the game again. My friend, specifically as well, has got back into the game because of all the content there is to do now. Whereas back before, like in Year 2 and 3, he would look at the game and kind of be like, meh, I don't really feel like coming back. But now with Vogue coming back, you know, one of his favourite raids, you get a lot more to do. And this isn't, you know, this is for loads of people that I'll get back into the game. And as well as this, more people that didn't even play the game before got into the game. And you can see it with the community. You see new people asking for help with raids and activities, and it's awesome because it brings the community together as well. Now this also relates to my next point, which is keep all loot and gear relevant the whole time. Like, if I want to use a specific legendary from Year 1, I don't see why I'm not able to use it. I mean, you can equip it, but in like level based activities like raids like level 400 or 390 and stuff, you're going to be below level and you're just going to get trashed by enemies. Now, even if the way armor perks work change, just make a new version of it with the updated stuff. So like what I mean by this is how in Year 1 chest pieces and I think leg pieces, they had 2 different types of ammo boosts. So you could get like sniper ammo and pulse rifle ammo, whereas now you can only have one equipped. You can have, there's 2 choices between them, but you can only have one equipped. Now I know this is different to Year 1, but all they need to do is make it so, I don't know, if you upgrade a Year 1 gear, it makes whatever 2 you had and puts it into one choice. So you can only pick one. I don't see why that would be that hard to do. The reason I want this is because it shows unique style to Guardians. Like, using Year 1 gear now is so cool because you never see it anymore. And even if you, like, the gear was irrelevant so more people would have it, a lot of people would have dismantled it. A lot of people wouldn't have been playing then. So having that, showing that you were there from Year 1, it's a lot better. Especially when all we really get is an emblem. Like, I mean, the emblem's just kind of like mediocre. They're not even that cool anyway. So that's what I hope they do with Destiny 2. Now my next point is to do with the whole story of Destiny, and I know people are like, oh, what story, lol, you know, but honestly, if you take the time to read through lore and understand it, like the backstory and everything in the game, it's actually crazy. The lore is so in-depth with everything, with the story of Vogue, Crota, Cabal, Hive, all the factions, all the enemy types, everything. It's so in-depth and there's so much to explore into the lore, but it's none of it's in the game. So what I hope with Destiny 2 is they start to bring this backstory lore to life in the game and start making it actually viewable and seeable throughout the game. Even if they had like an in-game lore area where there's maybe a library and there's books and you can go and explore lore. Maybe one section, or even like how they did with the kiosks, maybe there's one section that talks about lore about enemies, one section that talks about lore about weapons, because then people don't have to go out their way to look at it, because a lot of people just simply won't go onto the Bungie.net and stuff to look at the lore. They just won't do it. So a lot of it just people will never see, and it's sad really, because it is really good how much detail there is in the lore. And I hope they do this and not just make it like an expansion type story, because to be honest, Cabal overtaking the tower and then us fighting a Cabal leader kinda just seems like a Cabal expansion, or Cabal, whichever way you want to say it, but it seems like an expansion. Like, if it has no relevance to the Darkness or the Traveller and the Speaker or the Extra Stranger or anything that was in this game, like Destiny 1, it will honestly be quite disappointing, because to be honest, that to me is just hands down an expansion. It's like Taken King. You went around the Dreadnought, you fought, you know, Oryx's disciples and shit. You fought Oryx at the end, and then he turns into this badass one in the raid, and then you fight him. So that kind of, to me, seems like what this new story of Destiny 2 looks like. You know, they overtake the tower, you fight them, you fight probably whatever his name is, Gol or Gary or something, whatever his name is, in a raid, and then, you know, that's it. And that seems to me like that's sort of King's Fall-esque style, which was an expansion. So I don't know, I just hope they don't go that way with it, and I hope they do follow on from what a lot of the story in Destiny 1 was. Now I saved the thing I wanted to talk about the most till last, because this is something that I hate so much about Destiny. It's my biggest problem with the game. It's one of my biggest problems with any game I've ever played, and it's not even technically to do with how the game plays or works or content in the game or anything like that. And the thing I'm talking about here is the community. Now hear me out, I'm not just trying to shit on the community and say everyone's a piece of shit and an asshole or anything like this, because that's honestly not what I'm saying. In fact, I've met some amazing people through Destiny that I still talk to this day, that I get along with perfectly fine, you know, that I can have a laugh with and that I know on a more personal level now. But the thing is, it's hard to find a good set of people like this when raiding or doing trials or doing anything else in the game, and this is because for the most part the community is one, full of cancerous elitist piece of shit that just try and fucking piss everyone off and be a dick to people, or there's people that don't talk for shit, they don't say anything. Like honestly, the amount of times I've sat through a whole raid and not heard people say more than maybe 10 words, and then most of the time if they do say 10 words, those words consist of moaning and complaining, and it's crazy. Like at the end of the day, we all play Destiny and we all play console games and consoles to enjoy ourselves, but I really don't understand why half of the people that play Destiny, because literally people are so miserable and just sound so depressed. And like me, I'm the kind of person that doesn't give a shit if we spend like 6 hours on a 2-hour raid. If we're having a laugh and if we're enjoying it, I don't care, like, because we're having fun. But it's just like you invite people and get a raid going and everyone's just like this curled up ball of silence, and then you finish the raid and people leave without even saying goodbye or thanks guys or anything like that. Now I'm not trying to be a dick like, oh you must say bye to me or anything, but it just shows good manners and respect for one another. Just a simple, oh I'm going now guys, you know, cheers for the run, or you know, it was good, maybe another time we can do another raid like King's Fall or something, or do another raid if we're doing something else. Like it's not hard, it's not that difficult, it's just simple respect for one another as just human beings, not as fucking players, not as Destiny players. And I'm not trying to get deep into this shit, but it's simple, just respect for one another as people. It's not hard. Now I get a lot of people may just simply be nervous of talking to new people or be worried in case they run into, as I previously mentioned, cancerous elitist pieces of shit. But honestly, if you meet up with people like this and they are just being assholes to you, just taking the piss out of you, moan that you, complain at you, just leave. That is a time. I don't care if people leave without saying anything, you know, fuck those people, because all they try and do is make people feel shit, and it's not what should happen. Now this also comes back to the sort of elitist part of the community that I want to talk about. Now these people are just the cancerous fucks of the community that just want to treat people like shit and think they're God's gift to Destiny, when in reality half the time they are the fucking people messing up. They're the people dying, fucking up what they're meant to be doing. And the people I'm talking about here are the kind of people to put on the forums like, oh, you must be 400, you must have a sleeper simulant, you must have a big dick, you must have met the fucking queen. It's like, seriously, just fuck off. No, you don't need to put this shit, you don't need to have all this specific stuff to do a raid. It's just people like to be specific so they can do a raid as quick as fuck, and I don't understand that. I understand that having multiple people with good weapons makes it easier, but it doesn't mean it's not doable without them. And for the most part, people will have those weapons, they just don't want to join you because the title of those posts alone put people off. If you go on the forums and you say, don't join if you don't have this, it's like, people are instantly not going to like you. They're not going to want to join you. They're not going to want to play with you and associate themselves with you. So you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Like, I've gotten to the point now where I literally put in the title of my forum post, just don't be a dick. Because I literally can't be bothered to deal with assholes. I don't care what weapons you have, what light you are. As long as you're not an asshole, that's all I care about. As long as you can come in the party, come in the raid, have a good time, enjoy yourself and have a laugh. That's all I care about, because I just can't be bothered to deal with people that just complain about absolutely everything. Now this leads on to my next point. These people I'm talking about as well are the people that complain if someone dies even once and will leave the game after one death. Like, someone dies and that person's like, oh my fucking god, how the fuck did you die? Like, seriously, it's VOG, it's easy, it's been out for this many years. How did you die? Oh, it's oracles, how did you die? All this shit. It's like, I died because I have a fucking health bar and enemies shoot at me, and when they hit me, guess what? That health bar depletes, and when it fully depletes, I die. You know, the health bar is there for like a fucking reason. You know, you can die. If you couldn't, the game would be shit, because you would be able to do everything without fail first time. I don't get it. If someone dies, it's just something that happens. Sometimes people get caught in an awkward situation and, you know, get destroyed, or sometimes they might accidentally jump off the map. It can happen. You know, with fucking Destiny rubber rocks especially, you can fall off the map on accident. It happens. And I swear some of the stupidest fuck comments I've heard of people say, it's ridiculous. Like, I have literally been in a raid before where the leader, like the fireteam leader, said, if anyone dies, they're getting kicked. And I said, okay, so if you die, you get kicked, right? That's like what you're going with. And he said no. And I was like, okay then, so your whole fucking thought process on that is just dashed straight out the fucking window then, yeah? I don't even know. Like, there are so many things I could say and so many more past experiences I could bring up over the past like 3 years or 2.5 years, however long it's been. But those are just some of the main points I wanted to bring up. As I said previously, I'm not just summarising everyone in the community. There are some great people in the community that I've met and that I haven't met yet, like maybe meet in the future, that are awesome people, that are fun to talk to, fun to hang out with, and you can enjoy the game with. But for the most part, it's just full of assholes and people that don't speak. And to be honest, everything I've said isn't really going to change anything in this like section of the video. But if you're watching this and you feel you fall into each of these categories, just, I don't know, try and change it up. Like, if you're one of those people that just ask for people with every gun in the fucking game and they must have every piece of equipment that's ever been part of the game, you know, just change it up. Try and help some newbies for once. Try and enjoy yourself rather than just trying to rush through all 3 characters weekly raids. It's like when people say like, oh, I want to get this done quick and easy and shit, and it's like, okay, I get maybe you might not have a lot of time, but at least try and enjoy yourself. Like, it's not hard. And the same goes for if you're one of those people that just join raid and don't say anything. Like, try and talk to people, have a laugh, socialise with people, ask someone how their fucking day's going. Just something simple like, oh, how have you been today, or how's life? Just talk. It doesn't even have to be Destiny related. Just have a chat to people. That's the great thing about gaming nowadays and about consoles and about everything, is everything's connected. There are so many ways to socialise with people, and gaming's a big way. With parties, you can just simply jump in, invite anyone on PS4 that's on, and talk to them. And it just seems like no one ever wants to socialise, no one ever wants to talk to each other. Just, again, like I say, simple shit. Just, how's your day going? How's life treating you? Like, it's not hard. But I don't know, guys, that's something I wanted to save till last to let you guys know, because it's something that I've said to my friends for ages. It's something that I've thought for so long, because I don't get why people are like it, but I guess, you know, people have their own ways of being. You can't change people. If people want to change, if people want to not change, you know, they will make that decision. So, but yeah, guys, that's everything kind of summed up. I probably didn't dip into everything I could have gone into, but I just wanted to get sort of the main points about the state of Destiny, I feel, about the game, how the game's gone, how the game's going for the future. Because, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for Destiny 2, but at the same time, with how some things have happened in the past, it kind of puts me off. Like, I'm there like, oh yeah, Destiny 2, that sounds awesome, but then I think, like, what if that happens? What if they do that again? What if they go the same way of that? You know, it'll just, certain things will make or break the game for me. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you know, could take in everything I was saying. I didn't mean to seem offensive to anyone about the Destiny community and shit, because it's not everyone. As I said, it's just majority of the people. So, but yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Share your opinions in the comments. Let me know what you think about these things, about the community, about the content in the game, the story, everything. Yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah guys, I'll catch you in the next one.